Welcome back, legends. I hope you're all fantastic. Today we're taking another look at the Source Audio Ultrawave and just kind of expanding on the previous video I did with this unit. I did get in depth on that video with both the hardware and the editor. Today we're just going to focus on the editor, and I want to build a few sounds from scratch. One thing I've really been enjoying with this particular pedal is I kind of don't know what to expect with some of these settings. I'm not used to them. They're not intuitive. I can edit them easily enough, but there's a lot of like, what happens when I move this knob here? What's it going to do? It's a wonderful like experimental distortion device. And something that I didn't really touch on the previous video I did was that it's not only a stereo out, it's a stereo in as well. So you could run stereo effects before this and have your stereo image maintained. For example, I could start off by bypassing the pedal, and we can just have a listen to this dual delay in front of the pedal. It sounds like this. So that's bouncing around from left to right. If I engage the pedal with stereo in and stereo out, this is going to be a filthy, disgusting fuzz style tone, but my delays, which are before the Ultrawave, are still going to maintain their stereo image. It's wild. It's utterly filthy and wonderful. So what I want to show you is just a quick example of taking that kind of bassline tone from the pedal, which without the delay sounds like this. What we're going to do is run a 4-voice chorus in front of it. So we get this. Different rates and depths on either side, and then after it I'm going to use a more subtle like stereo dimension style chorus. In parallel to that, I'm going to use the Axe-Fx 3 Plex Reverb. This is amazing if you want to do swells. In fact, let's just hear that tone over a quick little track courtesy of backing tracks by Tim, and then thanks to the magic of television, we'll come back and add some more stuff to it. Last thing I'm going to do is, well, actually do two things. I'm going to add that delay back in front, and then I'm going to use a pitch block set to an arpeggiator on the Axe-Fx. So maybe let's just hear the pitch block. So it's going to pan left and right, and then I'm going to add that rhythmic delay on top of it. And now I've kind of transformed a like clean guitar sound into a pretty filthy fuzz, and then into basically a wicked sounding guitar synth. Sounds like this. So that's pretty fantastic, combining it with stereo effects before and after. Again, it makes everything better. It embiggens your guitar tone, especially just the novelty of having a stereo distortion pedal. I love it. But let's actually kind of dive into the Neuro editor now and play around with a few different ways to distort this. And this is a multi-band distortion, so we can play around with how we split up the kind of dry guitar signal into different bands, and then we can select different distortion types. And on each of those bands, we can control the amount of distortion and the level. If you've seen the first video, this isn't anything new. If you haven't seen the first video, this is really, really awesome stuff. So what I'm going to do here is just play around with a few different 10-band splits on the same kind of core distorted sound. So we are here at the moment. And for something so fuzzy, you still have articulation in there between the strings because we're splitting the signal up. So let's try a couple of different 10 bands. Let's try 10 band 3. That's all coming from the pedal there. You can hear when we get these like really wide splits, it's almost like a kind of Hammond organ sound where we're taking those upper partials and distorting them and really bringing out the high harmonics. I love that. And obviously with this, say for these low bands, I could use less distortion and keep it cleaner and then distort the higher bands even more. So let's just do that with the same distortion type. All right, now we've got to play around with some different distortion types. I really like this particular 10-band split. Obviously, you can do like quarter octaves, 8-band splits, 3-band splits. Let's maybe try some of those first. So this is fun. It's really interesting, and I do not apologize for the faces. This thing is, it is like the 24-month blue cheese of guitar tones. When you love it, you pull that face. So just the difference between splitting out everything. What's this? There's a 425 band in there versus the high band in there is pretty fun. But I really like this 10-band split in there. Oh, there's another 10-band guitar with high pass. Maybe I should try that. I think that's the one. That one's even better. You can see it's cutting off a little bit of low end in there. So basically what I was doing before, keeping the low bands less distorted and the high bands more distorted. There's actually some presets in there for that, like you have linear up, which is a pretty cool one. Let's hear that. I like it. And there's a morphing feature in here we can play around with in a second. Okay, let's try some different drive types. So kind of like the first 5, 6 are kind of standard. You know, they sound like distortion pedals or fuzz pedals that you might be familiar with. Let's actually hear them. And then you get into the fun stuff with these like diode folds. How many distortion types are there? 40 something. Let's try the gated version of this. This one's really, really fun if you like playing like low notes and then high notes on here. Getting to the folded stuff. This is kind of what the old like Soundblocks pedal did really, really well, in my opinion. The options are limitless on this. If you get option paralysis, maybe you just want to stick to the presets on this. But look at all these fold values. Let's try some absolute folds. What does this one do? I think I like these kind of disgusting, you know, Godzilla stomping on a city sort of sounds. Now, a really fun thing to do with this is, you know, we've hardly played around with like the drive controls or the level controls in here. We've done a little bit, but it's to morph these. So if you turn morph on, you can set up like 2 totally different distortion sounds, and then using expression pedal or using the envelope generator morph between them. So for this one, let's do linear down. So we'll kind of make these a little bit different to one another. Let's just kind of do mirror images on them. And I will select something like one of those octave folds on here, one of the really disgusting sounds on there. So let's do that. And then what I want to do is I want to assign the morph to the envelope, which is up here. So envelope is mapped to morph, and I can come down here and kind of fine tune the envelope. Where do I do that again? LFO, attack release, that's what I want. Let's just try this. So I'll play soft and then I'll play hard, and we should get 2 different distortion textures. You know what this pedal is? It's that Mad Max Fury Road sound in a box, the Junkie XL soundtrack thing. It's pretty fantastic. Oh, we have an EQ in here as well, so if I wanted to like get silly with this and mid-scoop it, I can do that as well. I could put a high pass or a low pass filter on there as well and set that up to morph. Oh, this thing is ridiculous. You can see what's happening there. I was playing around with mapping the envelope to the stereo balance, but I decided to go with mapping the LFO to the balance, but the rate of the LFO is mapped to the envelope. So depending on how hard I'm playing, it's going to determine how quickly we oscillate back and forth. So hear that again. So cool. So cool. What was the other thing I wanted to play around with in here? I want to take this and I want to combine it with some of the other stuff. So let's add that post-chorus and that pre-chorus. And I think I'm going to play you all out with this. I didn't cover anything that I was expecting to cover, but this was a whole lot of fun, and hopefully it gives you an idea of why stuff like this is so enjoyable, why I enjoy it anyway. And, if you're predetermined like I am to really like delving into these kind of units, this pedal is so amazing. It looks like a kind of standard 4-knob distortion pedal, but it does so much more. So I'm going to play you all out with this particular sound. If a bunch of this stuff didn't make sense, go and reference the first video that I did. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. If you want me to do more videos like this, please let me know in the comments. If you've got one of these, or if you've got one of the Soundblocks pedals, please let me know as well. And I'm going to share this preset on the cloud. So if you have an Ultrawave, you can go and download it. My username on there is 2112 because I'm a Rush geek. And yeah, let's make some super disgusting noises with this. Have a great day wherever you are.